Good morning, dear students. Welcome back again with a new session of science, lesson number 18, ecosystem of standard 8. Ecosystem. The world around us is made up of living and non living factors. Living are called as biotic factors, while non living are called as abiotic factors. There is a continuous interaction between these living things and non living things, or non-living factors. Living organisms and their habitat environment are correlated with each other. The measure which is formed due to the structure which is formed due to these reciprocal relationship is called as ecosystem. Biotic and abiotic factors and the interactions form an ecosystem. So this diagram will explain the interrelation dependencies on each others. Biotic and abiotic factors are interdependent on each other. Now, structure of ecosystem. Living organisms need different types of biotic factors and they have different capacities to adopt these abiotic factors. Some microbes need oxygen while others don't. Those who need oxygen, they are called as aerobic, and those who don't need oxygen or less oxygen, they are called as anaerobic. Some plants need more sunlight while others grow well in shade. So some requires sunlight, direct source of or more source of sunlight, and some requires only shade or shade is sufficient. Each and every abiotic factors like air, water, soil, sunlight, temperature, humidity affect the biotic factors in the ecosystem. The abiotic factors in an ecosystem decides which biotic factors will survive in it and what will be their number. The proportion of abiotic factors in an ecosystem is always changing as biotic factors used or excrete abiotic factors. Every biotic factor affects abiotic factors as well as other biotic factors around it. Every living organism in an ecosystem plays a particular role while living things moving in that ecosystem. The position of any living organisms in context to other living organisms and the role in it played is called as Nike. For example, sunflower plant in the garden evolves oxygen in the air and provides food and shelter for insects like ants, honeybees, etc. So, in order to explain, here diagram is there. This diagram explains about the interaction between the factors of an organism. How one organism is depending on the other organism for food, heat, light, and shade. Now we'll move to other factors. Now, what is the role of microbes in the above interactions? Microbes definitely they are responsible for decomposition after the death of these animals. How do producers obtain abiotic factors? Abiotic factors, for example, air. Now, the plants which are giving out oxygen from the process of called as say photosynthesis, they give out oxygen. Oxygen is a part of air. That is one example of abiotic factors. From where do the consumers get their food? Consumers get their food either from the plants as well as from the animals. The most of the ecosystems are complex and there is a tremendous quantitative and qualitative variety in the species. In ecosystem of tropical country like India, few species of living organisms are found everywhere in large number. Remaining species of plants and animals are found in small number. Some species are very few in number. Variety of ecosystem is found on the earth. Each place has different ecosystem. For example, forest, pond, ocean, river, etc. etc. Types of ecosystems are formed according to size, place, climate, types of plants and animals. Many types of ecosystems are found in biosphere. Biosphere is nothing but the region of atmosphere occupied by living organisms. Their specific functions continue according to their environment. Though these ecosystems look interdependent and different, they are linked to each other directly or indirectly. Therefore, we can separate these small ecosystems from each other but can classify them according to the functions. In some regions on the earth, a large area has same climate and abiotic factors. Living organisms in those areas are also similar, so a specific ecosystem develops in a vast area. Such a large ecosystems are called as biomes. These biomes contain many small ecosystems. Earth itself is a vast ecosystem. Two types of biomes are found on the earth: land biomes and aquatic biomes. Land biomes definitely all terrestrial. Aquatic means inside the water. Now we'll discuss about the land biomes. The biomes which exist only on land are called as land biomes. Due to unequal distribution of abiotic factors, different types of ecosystem exist. For example, grasslands, evergreen forest, deserts, iceland ecosystem, ecosystem in taiga, tropical rainforest, etc. Now, first of all, grassland ecosystem. Grassland develops where rainfall is not enough to grow big trees. Vast growth of grass is found in these ecosystems. Longer summer and limited rain develop dwarf plants in these areas. Animals like goat, sheep, giraffe, zebra, elephant, deer, cheetah, tiger, lion, etc. are found in this ecosystem. Similarly, various birds, insects, microbes are also present. Now we'll move to another part of the land biomes, that is nothing but evergreen, evergreen forest. Variety of plants and animals are abiotic factors in found. Now, in them, various types of producers and primary consumers, secondary consumers, tertiary consumers, decomposers are there. Here, few examples are given in this table. You can have a go through it. Here, diptocarpus, teak, pine, sandalwood. Then primary consumers ant, grasshopper, spider, butterfly. Then secondary consumers like snake, bird, lizard, jackal, and tertiary consumers like tiger, falcon, cheetah, and decomposers like aspergillus and polycarpix. Many others are there that you can find out and write it of your own. The next subtopic of this is aquatic ecosystems. 71% of the Earth's surface is covered by water and only 29% has land on it. Therefore, study of aquatic biomes becomes very important. According to area, aquatic biomes are widespread. Types of aquatic ecosystems are freshwater system, marine system, creek ecosystem. So first of all, we'll discuss about freshwater ecosystem. Ponds, lakes, and rivers are included in aquatic ecosystem. The transition of energy in this ecosystem is through water currents and river. Decomposers at the bottom of the water reservoirs. They decompose the dead bodies of plants and animals, convert into abiotic factors. Observe such ecosystems around you and complete the following table. Here one example is there and other examples we can write it of our own. So here few examples like aquatic plants like Eurothrix, Hydrilla, Azolla, Nitella, Typha, Pistia, Ecornia. Primary consumers means those are depending upon the producers. Aquatic insects, snails, annelids. Secondary consumers which eat the primary consumers. For example, small fishes and frogs. Tertiary consumers depend upon the secondary consumers. For example, large fishes, herons, crocodiles, and decomposers after the death of these organisms. These organisms play an important role, that is, bacteria and fungi. Marine ecosystem. Marine plants grow in this ecosystem. Shallow water contains small fishes, prawns feeding on algae. The central part of sea has less number of aquatic living organisms. Large fishes are secondary consumers. Ocean has large amount of nutrients. The bottom of ocean has more number of decomposers. Dead bodies of plants and animals, waste materials are decomposed by bacteria. Today, Divija visited a hill. Honeybees were honeybees were hovering on flowers. One of them stung Divija's hand. Divija was hurt due to that sting and said with anger that all the honeybees from the whole world must be get destroyed. Afterwards, she thought that what will happen if all honeybees are destroyed? We won't get honey, nothing more. What would be your explanation to Divija? Diminishment of ecosystem due to human interference. Now, how human is responsible for the destruction of the ecosystem? Many human activities have side effects on functions of ecosystem and cause their diminishment. For example, mining and excessive cutting of trees changes the use of land. So interactions between abiotic and biotic factors are also affected. Different human activities have different effects on the ecosystem. There can be transformation of an ecosystem from one to another or extinction of the species. So here human beings plays an important role in the extinction of various different species, and therefore they are affecting the ecosystem, and ultimately they are affecting the human being. Human activity is responsible for the diminishment of ecosystems. What are the factors of human activities which are responsible for the diminishment of the ecosystems? First, activity of human being: increasing use of resources due to increased population. Humans are the consumers in an ecosystem. Ecosystem can provide basic needs in normal conditions, but due to increased population, man kept on snatching the natural resources on large scale. Changing lifestyle demands more than necessary, that has increased stress on the ecosystem and has generated vast amount of wastes. Urbanization or शहरीकरण. More cities are being formed. Due to continuous process of urbanization, more and more agricultural lands, marshlands, wetlands, forests and grasslands are being destroyed for buildings and other basic facilities around. As a result of this human interference, ecosystems either change or get completely destroyed. Industrialization and traffic. Raw materials required for industrialization are obtained by destroying the forest. This results in destruction of forest. To provide the amenities for increased traffic, many times roads and railways are built through forest and wetlands. Tourism. People visit scenic places mainly for nature watch, entertainment, and visit to sacred places. A lot of amenities are created for these tourists. This causes destruction of local ecosystem due to increased stress. Large dams. Dam covers vast lands. So the trees, forests or the grasslands in that area gets converted into aquatic ecosystem. Dam also lessen the water current in the lower area. Therefore therefore the previous ecosystems in that running water get destroyed. Which biotic factors are affected due to dam? Especially the uh, you can say organisms living on the trees, which are totally dependent on the trees, they are being affected, like birds, insects, bees, and those are depending on the flowers, plants, and animals. Many biotic factors are affected due to the dam. What will be the effects on biotic factors in the running water of river? Now, those lands or those places which was occupied by the trees, flowers, insects, birds, that will be occupied by the water. And what kind of ecosystem is formed? Or very less organisms are formed inside the water as compared to on the land. So definitely there will be a great effect on the biotic factors in the running water of river. Now, another factors which are responsible for diminishing the ecosystem is the war. Differences in competition over the land, water, mineral resources, or some other economic and political reasons lead to war among human races. Heavy bombing and mine explosions are done in wars. These are not only for life threatening but also change or destroy the natural ecosystem. Thus, natural disasters, earthquake, volcano, floods, droughts, and human interference result in the changes destruction of ecosystem. Natural ecosystems must be protected by the as they maintain balance in the biosphere. So here we have covered up or exposed all the subtopics of the lessons. The remaining lessons we'll do it in the next video. Till then, have a great day.